Demon Knights number 13, written by Paul Cornell, art by Bernard Chang. Last issue we left off with the group being betrayed by Etrigan, because, yeah, why not? So, this issue picks up with Jason Blood seemingly showing back up in his own body, and he's like, Etrigan, oh Etrigan, what have you done? Why are all of my compatriots' clothes here singed and burned? This is... Oh, crap. So he tries switching with Etrigan again, and he's like, oh, wait, this doesn't work anymore. You've broken the curse, Etrigan, and you've taken all of my friends to do it? How dare you? And at this point, we see that Lucifer is watching on, and he's like, wow, yeah, no, he totally did it. Anyway, hey, Etrigan, so you gave me your comrades. That's cool, but you promised to give me Avalon, which is kind of a little bit different. And Etrigan's like, don't worry, I have a plan. And Etrigan's like, yeah, okay, cool. Or it's not Etrigan. Lucifer's like, yeah, okay, cool. We also have the body of Merlin down here, but this isn't a cemetery. And he's like, this is just a body. This isn't even a soul. And Etrigan's like, don't worry, I have a plan. And Lucifer's like, also, we have some horses here and a Pegasus. This is not a stable. And Etrigan's like, don't worry, I have a plan. And Lucifer's like, yeah, no, you got a plan. I get it. Yeah, no, great, cool, awesome. Here's the deal. I'm the one who broke your curse. Like, I'm the one who made it so that Jason Blood can't summon you anymore. If you don't get your plan done in, like, one hell day, which we get no conversion to that of human days, but if you don't have it done in one hell day, I'm putting the curse back on you. So hurry up with it. So then we just see what everybody's personal hells are, because, of course, all of the demon knights being in hell, they have to be tortured in some way. So we open with Sir Easton, who... Their torture is that they are in a wedding, and they have to choose whether they have a bride or a groom. And that's it. That's the torture. They basically have to say whether or not they are male or female. Then we go to Al-Jabir, who is in hell, and he's just looking out over a canyon, and he's like, now, wait a minute. I was a man of faith. I believed in God. I wouldn't be going to hell. And Demon's like, yeah, you're probably right. This is probably an illusion. You want some gin? And he's like, no, that's against my religion. He's like, well, it's an illusion, right? You can have some gin and an illusion. It's also the only thing you can drink down here. So then we go to Vandal Savage, who is being strung upside down and, like, stabbed repeatedly, which seems like the most normal torture. But then it turns out that the people stabbing him are all of his bastard children that he has just left about the countryside. And they've all been pulled from life in order to torture Vandal. And they give him the out. They're like, hey, here's a list of all of your misdeeds. If you read it and sign it and admit to all of it, then we will stop torturing you. So then we get to Horsewoman, who gets the most pages of just a flashback, basically, of the day she became Horsewoman, where she's out in the field with her family. Some battle was going on nearby, and then all of a sudden the entire army is like moving in the direction of her family. Her family are immediately trampled, and she has a horse stomp, I guess, on her lower spine, which paralyzes her. And so she just has to relive her family dying. But then as Horsewoman watches, she's like, yeah, this dream again. Okay, yeah, I've been through this, whatever. So then we get to Exoristos, who her torture is that she is literally like steps away from setting foot on Themyscira again, but can't. She's being held back. And Lucifer even comes up, and he's like, geez, okay, yeah, you're, this is really unoriginal. I'm sorry, yeah, no, this isn't creative at all. This is clearly a thing that would torture you. If you promise to, like, just, if you want me to even, I'll just change up the torture to something more inventive. And then Lucifer starts talking, saying, like, here's the deal. Yeah, I'm letting Etrigan do his thing because his plan could work out for me either way, but I have my own plan going in the background. And he reaches in back pocket and he's like, this here's the Black Diamond. Oh yes, the Black Diamond. And you are going to take this and give it to some soul that can do something. Honest to God, the plan didn't really make a lot of sense for me. He just says, I've been looking for a soul who has issues with the people of Earth, who in return for their freedom might be willing to deliver to that world the promise of greater entertainment. So it just sounds like he wants this Black Diamond to end up in the hands of somebody who is going to use it for evil. And it doesn't actually say what he wants Exoristos to do, but she's like, okay, I'm listening. So then we cut back to Vandal Savage, who is reading through the list of stuff that he did, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember. I sacked Rome. That's right, I did that. That was hilarious." And all the kids are like, so yeah, take. You have to own up to the fact you did this." He's like, "Dude, I totally own up. I'm sorry. Do you think that I feel bad about this? Nah, I'm Vandal Savage, bitch." And he just tears up the list and tells them that they can keep on torturing him. He doesn't care. So then we go to Madame Xanadu, who has essentially been brainwashed and taken all of her powers away, at least seemingly. And Etrigan is talking to her because she's basically his servant now. And Etrigan's talking to her saying, like, "Hey, isn't it weird that even down here in hell, Merlin's body hasn't decayed at all? I think that means he still has a link to Avalon. So is there any way we can exploit that?" And Xanadu's like, "Me don't know. Me dum-dum. Me can't think about none of that. I exist only to serve you." And immediately Etrigan's like, "Well, maybe we could change something. Maybe we could make that different." So then we come back to Sir Yiston, who is currently fighting off all of the demons that were in their wedding. And Sir Yiston's like, "Oh, you don't know who I am? Let me tell you who I am." And one of the demons goes to bite them, and immediately they just burst into flames. And it's just like, "That's right. I drank from the Holy Grail. You can't touch me, bitches." So immediately Sir Yiston goes out and saves what appears to be Horsewoman and several other friends as well. And Lucifer's looking on like, "Huh, okay, well, that's a thing. If Etrigan's going to do his plan, he's going to have to go and collect all the Demon Knights again. So that's fun." And then we cut back to Jason Blood, who's like, "Well, if I can't have my friends back, then I'm going to come down to hell and I'm going to punch you in the face, Etrigan." And he's willing to do it via suicide. So he's got his knife to his throat, and he's like, I'm coming, Xanadu." And at that point, he's approached by the questing queen and her lackey, whoever that guy's name is. And she's like, "Wow, this makes things difficult. I mean, I was going to threaten you to bow before the questing queen, but how am I supposed to do that if you're going to kill yourself? This is a tough one." And that's where we leave off, of him being surrounded by the questing queen. I like it. I think it's a solid thing. Once again, the Black Diamond probability rears its ugly head. I knew this was a part of it going in, but at the same point, I was like, this is the first time I've actually seen the Black Diamond. So now, at least now I know what I'm looking at here. Yeah, no, it was a solid issue. It was setting up just, here's the team, here's what they're all going through, and then we've already established how they're getting out of it, because Sir Yiston is able to push through it because, hey, Holy Grail equals torture proof. So yeah, no, I'm down on this book. I really can't fault it for anything that it's been doing here. I do think that Bernard Chang, I believe, is on art. Very good. Does a great job. Not quite up there with Diogenes Nevis as the earlier arcs were. Those were fantastic. This is a little bit down, but still good. So overall, I'll give this issue I'll give it an 8. I really did enjoy it. I think it was a solid issue overall, and I am looking forward to seeing how it manages to continue forward if we're even doing anything with the Black Diamond, really.